Hi everybody and welcome to Yoga with Sarah Trapani. I'm Sarah and let's do a lower back support practice today. Hopefully this can ease any tension or discomfort in your lower back. So just grab your mat and let's get started. We're going to start this practice today laying down on the back, please. So you're going to make your way onto your back and just take a moment to draw your knees in toward your body. You can take one hand on top of each knee and then just kind of rock the knees forward and back toward your body a couple of times and see how that feels on your lower back today. Rocking forward and back and seeing how that feels on your sacrum. And we'll just get in touch with the spine from the nape of the neck down the curve of your neck, which is your cervical spine, down the center of your back, which is your thoracic spine. The rib cage attaches to that. And then your lower back, that curvaceous part in your lower back, the lumbar spine. And then beneath that is your sacral plane, this triangular base of the spine that points away from your chin. And then the tip of the tail, the coccyx, the tailbone. So as your knees come away, we're going to open the knees away from each other. Take your hands in front of your shins and just hang out there, letting the shins fall into your hands. Lightly flex your feet and see how that feels. A lot of times lower back discomfort can stem from tension of the psoas, the inner thigh, kind of groin area, hamstrings, or sometimes it's originating from just poor posture or a lack of core strength. But in this practice, we're going to take several stretches and movements to help relieve stress and tension and hopefully bring a sense of ease to your lower back. So we're going to hug the knees in and then let them fall open and away. And just do that a couple times. Knees in and toward the midline, not all the way, just a little, and then out and the shins into the hands and let the shins fall away. And do that a few times. Let your feet relax. And then bring your knees all the way in together. And then start to circulate both knees to the right and then back to center and over to the left and then away. So we're going to trace with your mind's eye the sacrum, the shape of the sacrum into the ground. And see if you notice any tender spots, maybe at the SI joints, the sacroiliac joints, which are deep in your lower back toward your thigh bones, the place where your thigh bone connects to your hip. So they're pretty low down. Notice as you rotate and try to breathe and relax. And then as you bring your knees in, give a little hug, and then we're going to release the feet onto the floor. Now cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh, coming into a figure 4. Thread the needle and slip your hands in the left knee crease or the front of the shin for figure 4, and press your right knee away. Hold here. Notice the area of the most sensation, and try to press your lower back toward the floor, keeping the back of the head in the area between the shoulder blades, relaxing. And now hug the legs a little closer toward, and we're going to uncross and do the other side of figure 4. Cross your left ankle on top of your right thigh, thread the needle and come into figure 4 on that side, pressing the left inner knee away. And letting your lower back melt toward the ground. You can feel free to rock gently if that feels good. Good. One more inhale, hug the legs slightly closer toward you. And then exhale, uncross, bring your feet on the ground, mat width distance apart. Slide your feet a little more away from your hips. Then windshield wiper the knees to the right. And then roll to the right. Rest your right ear on your right bicep and press your left heel away from the hip and stretch your left arm right up alongside the ear. Let the outer right thigh fall into the ground and breathe space deep into that left hip and lower back. And we're going to inhale, and then we're going to exhale, slowly come back on to your back, coming into a cactus, and then we're going to windshield wiper the knees to the left. Press your right heel away from the hip. Let the outer left thigh fall open. So it's like a sideline warrior one pose. And let the inner arch of your foot rest. You might feel that deep through kind of that QL outer hip area. Breathing there. One more inhale. Exhale, belly in, come back to center. Release your arms out into a cactus, and then start to windshield wiper the knees side to side. When your knees come back to about center, press through your left foot, hug your right thigh in toward your side waist, and slide your left leg out straight if that feels available. Gently pull the right knee in toward your underarm. And here, resist your shin into your hands and try to think about engaging your gluteal muscles for a moment in this position. And inhale, and then exhale, press that right heel away. Hug your left knee in, flexing through the feet, drawing that left thigh in. Engage your gluteals. Inhale, engage, engage. And then release, slide that left leg out. Reach your arms overhead. Rest the backs of the hands. Slide your heels open. Wag your toes in and out. And then open your knees with your feet flexed into a bound angle with the feet very wide apart. Interlace your hands back behind your head. Gently lift the back of the head. Squeeze the knees in. Root your feet on the floor and press your lower back into the floor and scoop the tail toward your face, drawing the belly down toward the spine. And as you press through the balls of the feet, engage your gluteal muscles, squeezing them on the inhale. Exhale, let your head fall back. Now bring your knees in towards your body and take a full happy baby, elbows on insides of knees, hands reaching for the ankles or the outer edges of the feet. Soles of feet face the sky. Full happy baby. The heels are right over the knees. And then release either ankle crossed on top. We're going to start to rock and roll on the spine and start to generate some momentum to come right up to sit. When you come up to sit, take a moment to set your intention for the rest of practice today. What do you want to cultivate here in this time? And then from here, take your hands in front of your shins, and we're going to pull the belly in toward the spine, curl the tail toward you, and drag the belly back, chin to chest. And then on the inhale, inner thighs move forward and down, lean forward with flexed feet, elbows point toward your hips. And then exhale, belly in and traction. Good. And feel a little dragging of the tail toward your belly. Then on the inhale, drag your elbows toward your hips. Look forward or up. And then exhale, belly in. It's working on some movement through the lower back spine, through the whole spine. And then float the arms up as you inhale. As you exhale, hug your knees in and cross your other ankle on top. Then reach up, reach up. Interlace your hands back behind you. Use your hands to lift up the back of the head. We're going to lean to the right. Lift your left elbow away from your hip. And then come back to center. Lift your right elbow away from your hip. Move the back of your head into your hands. And just do that a couple times. Opening up through the side waist. Keep moving. And so it's activating our core a little bit. And we're going to come back to center and then reach forward toward the front of your mat. Chin toward chest. Bring your palms down. Press your palms into the ground. Drop your tail. Find the space of the inhale into any tension in your lower back, in your hips. Sending the sitting bones toward the ground. Chin toward chest. And then we'll start to look forward and roll forward, coming into tabletop position. Now take your feet flat. On your inhale, drop your belly, look up. On your exhale, scoop the tail, lift the belly, and round. And get that sense of mobility through the spine. Inhale, the inner thighs spiral back, you look up. Then we exhale, scoop the tail, and round. One more inhale, look up. When you exhale, take your knees wide, big toes touch. Melt your belly right between your thighs. And let your forehead rest down into that child's pose. Breathing there. Sitting bones dropping toward the heels. Now we're going to walk the hands all the way to the right. Lay your belly over that right thigh. Peek at your right hip and breathe, especially in that left lower back, bringing the left sitting bone toward your left baby toe. Inhale, left side. Exhale, back to center. And then walk your hands to the left, crunching through that left side. Peek at your left hip and breathe through that right side seam. Deep into the low belly. Deep into that place from the lowest rib to the top of the pelvis. Into that right sitting bone. And then walk the hands back to center. We're going to snake the body forward and come down onto the belly. We have Sphinx arms, elbows under shoulders, and then we're going to press through the tops of the feet and just root the pubic bones down toward the ground. And inhale, spread your chest, and exhale, look down, open your elbows, and start to melt your chest down. We're going to swing the arms around, palms on the floor, press your palms into the floor and lift your feet. We're going to isolate, kind of lifting the feet, feeling the tops of the gluteals support, strengthening your lower back. We're going to inhale, reach the fingers and toes back, and then we're going to swim the feet, imagining that you have flippers extending out from your toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift both feet up, release down. Take your palms on top of one another. Let your forehead rest. We're going to turn the toes to point toward the back of your head. Point your toes toward the back of your head and windshield wiper your knees from side to side, bringing out the quadriceps and the thigh bones massaging around in the hips. Imagine a lot of light and space in that triangular sacrum. And then slowly extend back and tuck the toes. And then bring your palms under your elbows. You're going to press up into a tabletop. With toes tucked, send your hips toward the heels. Find, when you're ready, a downward facing dog. Breathing there, finding the end of the exhale to hollow the belly toward the spine. Bend your knees to find more length through your lower back, more depth in the hip creases. Good, and we're going to come forward right into a tabletop. In tabletop, we're going to extend your right heel straight up toward the ceiling and just pulsate a few times, lifting your lower belly, pulsating, engaging. Good. And then when you press that right heel up, walk your hands forward, slide that right knee forward wider than your wrist. Right foot is flexed. We're going to slide the left leg out straight. Drop your right sitting bone down. And then gently look forward. Soft shoulders, tented fingers. Now here in this pigeon, engage and squeeze your gluteals and draw your belly in and look down towards your belly. And then look between your hands and plant your hands. Inch that left knee out a little bit and slide back into child's pose, toes tucked. Long, long lower back. Let your forehead rest here. Take your hands right onto your lower back for a self-assist. You can just kind of offer the warmth of your hands to your sacrum, or you can press from your top of your pelvis down toward your sitting bones, toward your heels. And then slide the arms forward. Come back into tabletop. Press your left heel up. Left inner thigh lifts. Good. We're going to pulsate. Good. We're going to pulsate there. Keep that lower belly lifting. Strengthen your core. Breathing. And we're doing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Walk your hands forward. Slide your left knee wider than the wrist. And then whatever amount's available, you're going to inch that right knee back, keeping the left foot flexed and the back toes tucked. Tented fingers. Let your left sitting bone drop. Good. And then engage both gluteals to whatever amount you can and look towards your belly and pull your belly in. Exhaling out. Then look between your thumbs, inch your right knee forward, and come back into child's pose again, hips to heels. Breathing there. Then stand up on your knees. Take your hands onto your lower back. Just give a little press from the top of the pelvis down toward the SI joints. Good. Keep drawing your lower belly in. And then interlace your hands with the palms facing away. And just slide the backs of the hands down toward the tail and lift your chest, look up. Push your hips forward a little bit on the inhale. Exhale back to neutral. We're going to swing the ankles underneath and bring the legs around. We're going to take the heels open into a little bit of a V and then just walk side to side. Nice and organic through this whole middle core area. Good. And as you come back to center, we'll just do a couple movements forward and out. Leaning forward and lift. Good. And forward, we'll pulsate and lift. And then lift your knees. Bring your feet on the ground. Feet are going to be on the floor, hip width distance. We're going to lift up the hips and engage and squeeze your gluteals. Look up on the inhale. And then exhale, we're going to melt down. And then start to come down onto your back and let your head go. Let your head roll side to side. Take an inhale breath through your nose. Exhale, let it out your mouth. Hands on your belly for a moment. We're pressing through the feet. We're going to curl the tail toward the belly, lift up the pelvis about 1/2 inch, and then let it drop down. Press through the feet, pick up the pelvis, and let it drop. Press through the feet, lift up, let it drop, like a punctuation mark. Lifting, let it drop. Lifting, engage, squeeze, let it drop. One more. Inhale, let it drop. Good. Draw your right knee in and extend your right foot toward the ceiling. Hands behind the thigh bone, calf, or ankle. Maybe able to reach up for the toes. You could let your left knee hang open if that feels interesting into half a bound angle, or just keep that left foot on the ground. Breathing wherever you're at there. Good. Have your left foot on the ground if it isn't already. Then slide that right leg out, reach your arms overhead. Wag that left knee in and out a couple times. Good. And then step your right foot on the ground and hug your left knee toward your body. Extend your left heel toward the ceiling, hands behind the thigh bone, calf, ankle, or reach up for the toes. You could play with letting that right knee fall open and see how that feels, but if it doesn't feel good, keep your right foot on the ground. Breathing there. Inhales, expand your belly. Exhales, allow you to release a little bit. Shoulder joints, jaw, hip joints, back. Right foot is on the ground. If it isn't already, start to extend your right heel out. Take your arms overhead. And then just wag that right knee in and out a couple times. And then go ahead and cross that left leg over on top of the right and let the knees go to the right with cactus arms. Gentle release of the lower back. Look to your left. Inhale into your belly. Exhale, hug your belly in and move your left sitting bone away from your chin. And gently bring the knees back into center. And we're going to cross that right leg on top and let the knees go over. If it's too much, you can always just stack the knees. Cactus arms, look to the right. Move that right sitting bone away from the chin. One more inhale. Exhale, pull back to center. Good. Uncross, bring your feet on the ground. We're going to draw the knees in and reach your arms on the inside of your knees. Take your hands to your big toes. Press your heels away. And then bend your knees. And press the heels away. And then bend. And then press. And then bend. Bring your feet together. Let the knees fall away. Hands in front of the shins. Press your feet together. Good. Feel the shins or the ankles drag into the hands to make a little more lower back curve. Then bring the knees in and mat with distance apart. Then knees knock in to touch. Let's find a restorative shavasana for today in this constructive rest position. So the knees knock in and that lets the thigh bones drop right into the pelvis. And just trace that sacrum with your mind's eye. Triangular space at the base of the spine that points away from your face. Revel in the stillness of doing nothing and letting the systems of the body rebalance and reharmonize. Let your mind linger on that lower back area, imagining that when you inhale, a lot of light and awareness fills the lower back, the hip joints, and right up through the crown of the head. When you exhale, any tension or discomfort disperses out into the ether and down into the earth. Start to gently windshield wiper your knees. Slowly windshield wipering to pause anywhere that feels good. And then hug your knees in, offering your back a little more love. Cross either ankle on top. Invite compassion for wherever you're at today. Remember your intention for practice. And don't forget gratitude for anything at all in your mind, your heart, your cells. When you're ready, very lightly make your way up to sit. Let's arrive up together again in an upright seat. You can sit in hero pose with your knees together, sitting on your heels, or you could sit cross-legged to join me in an upright seat. And we're going to rub the hands together to generate some warmth in between the hands. And then you're going to take the warmth of your hands and just rest them right on your lower back and give the lower back a little love. Rest your hands, the warmth of your hands there. And I'm wishing you joy, peace, health, strength, courage, and always trust on the journey. Namaste. Thank you so much. Thanks for practicing with me. I'm so appreciative for it. Go ahead and subscribe and also hit that super thanks button, which really makes me happy and helps support this channel. And in any case, I hope your back feels better. Let me know in the comments if you like this, and see you next time. Bye-bye.